Now this is actually going to be the first Kingdom Hearts based tier list slash ranking slash optimal ultimate tier list ranking slash my video. I've only done Persona 1 so far, which I'm going to be doing more of those. Persona 3 and Persona 4 Shadows incoming. But anyway, the ultimate Kingdom Hearts character themes tier list. Now I know what you're thinking. Some of these shouldn't even be C tier because they're all just that good, but this is also in comparison to each other. So even though if something may end up in C tier, for example, it may not mean I think it's a C tier song. It just that means in comparison to the other character themes, that's what it may be. That's just an example. So you guys get where I'm coming from? There you go. Hit the like and subscribe. I'm gonna keep them coming. You see, once again, I made my own markers and I have my own template made. You guys can find a link to that in the description if you guys want to use it for whatever reason you want to. Go ahead, I don't mind. Put some work into it. Appreciate y'all checking it out if you do. I'm ready. I could always just go in order, you know, Sora, Riku, Kairi, but I might just randomly generate it and see what we get first. Oh, we starting off strong. Ventus, you up first, my boy. Oh man, we had to start off so strong, didn't we? Ooh, the increase on the string moment right there. And the piano in background just complimenting all of it, and you see the pace is about to pick up too. Oh, and then once it actually hits the drop, oh, they're all coming. Ooh, the song is so good. Now, one thing I had to say about this song is that I really think it actively speaks to not only Ventus and his sort of existential crisis that he goes through throughout the game, but also just similar to kind of how the fates, for those that didn't know, the fates of the Birth by Sleep trio originally are based off of the princesses that they do in fact meet. So in Ventus's case, being Snow White, he also gets put to sleep kind of like how Snow White was. For Aqua, when she gets pretty much tumbled into the realm of darkness, there's one piece of her that gets left behind and they have to go on a quest to essentially find her, similar to Cinderella's glass slipper. And Terra's, just like Princess Aurora, gets messed with by a trickster of the darkness, I guess you could say. So in Aurora's case, Maleficent. Terra's case, it was Xehanort. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. But yeah, you can see how they kind of have the parallels. So as far as Ventus's goes, that's why to me it seems like his scene's more like a lullaby, I guess you could say. It's really poetic. It's really poetic to me, and I think it makes a lot of sense for it to be that way in the first place. The violins, the gentle piano. Now you might say, oh, well, that's a big beach. That's not like a lullaby, but I think it really is. It's just that's just how impressionable it is. And let's think when we get the key change. Oh, you see the key change? It goes down an octave from the build up high to build low. In the moments in the game where you hear a lot of this theme is really pretty much fighting his demons, dealing with his existential crisis, really coming to terms with whether he should be alive or whether he should be dead. Should he face Vanitas or not face them? Whether he can really rely on those around him. Are the things happening around him supposed to happen? Is he supposed to be in the know? Is he not supposed to be in the know? Can he really trust those he really calls friends, or should he just do his own thing? And that's why he even says it must be nice knowing who your friends are, because also they're doing work for him. It would just be better if they were better communicate with them, but also understandable why they don't, because they just want to simply do what needs to be done without seeing how it impacts Ventus so much. So huge to this song, in my opinion. Tragic, but still beautiful. Because that's just really what Ventus's story is. It's a tragic existence, period. But at the same time, it's beautiful in how he goes from confident in himself and his abilities and his friends, doubting himself and his abilities and his friends, but then at the end, taking that burden and putting it all on himself, saying, put it into me. You guys go on ahead. I gotta do what I gotta do. When the keyblade is forged but broken, he just says, Vanitas, I'm gonna fold you. Whatever happens to me, oh well, it is what it is. Man. And as far as the composing of this song, man, it really makes me also appreciate the direction the Birth by Sleep takes the series, and in general, which is masterful, but also the directions they take on the music, the odes to other tracks like Dearly Beloved with Dismiss, the way it just fades out at the end. You just imagine Ventus fading away at the end of Birth by Sleep, just going to be on Sora. So Ventus's theme, my boy, man, you are top tier. Now this isn't just my Birth by Sleep bias. Birth by Sleep is my favorite Kingdom Hearts game, for those that didn't know. Part of the reason why Birth by Sleep is my favorite is because of things like Ventus's theme. Things will be moving around, so even if I play Ventus's theme, like if I were to place this in B tier after all that, later on down the line when I judge the other ones, I may end up moving it up to S tier or down to C tier. Basically, where I placed them at the moment may not be where it's going to stay. Ooh, I want to give you S plus so bad, but for right now, honestly, the one thing holding me back is some of the comparisons to the other beasts in here. Y'all may know some that I'm eyeing right now. Anyway, you S tier right now, my boy. Who's next? Xehanort. I'm just gonna let it do what it do. Let it rock, let it rock, let it rock. I think you first hear this in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix in the secret movie previewing Birth by Sleep. But man, when I say sinister, this track does it. Oh, I forgot about that. That almost like maracas. You know what that reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of the unsettling Majora's Mask tracks. How they have that rattling in the song that gives you almost that like really nervous tick, I guess you could say. How in a lot of the Majora's boss themes go. I think Odawa's theme also has something similar to it. Something like that. So it's really not overbearing. It's fitting for Xehanort, who really does a really good job at hiding a lot of his intentions, but at the same time, even if you do figure out his intentions, what can you do about it? I mentioned this in my Terra character dive video. For those that didn't check it out, I'll leave the link to that video in the description below. Xehanort was so calculated in how I think people give Terra too much flack. At the end of the day, it wasn't just Terra that got duped by Xehanort. It was everybody. Ventus, Terra, Aqua, Ericus, because one thing that was so masterful about Xehanort's plan, it was laid out for so long, and he understands both sides of the light and darkness to the point to where he was able to make a plan that no matter what, the things that he needed done to accomplish his goal had to be done no matter what. For example, Ventus was causing issues in the world and he had to be stopped. The Unverse was a threat they had to face, and the things that Xehanort said to Terra weren't exactly really wrong, because Xehanort was just telling Terra there needs to be a balance between light and darkness. That's why I guess you could say this theme is really ambiguous. It's not so impressionably strong and more dark and chanty like how Ansem's themes are, like Fragments of Sorrow, or even some of Xemnas' themes. Xehanort rides that line super well. And again, layering that ambiguity, just constant looming threat that it needs to be dealt with, but it's just kind of there. As far as what tier you go, you're definitely a fitting theme. I think I can give you A tier. I was gonna put you in B tier, Xehanort's theme, but honestly, it doesn't do a whole lot, but it doesn't need to do a whole lot, and I like that. Who's next? Naminé. Ooh, this is a change of pace. Okay, Naminé, I see you, girl. I see you. Naminé's theme is one I remember liking, but I haven't listened to it in a while, so I kind of let this one ride out. Ooh, that's good. The keychain's like right around here. It's not the same instrument, but it's a similar tone that is used in Kairi's theme. Almost like in Kairi's theme is more like a whistle, but in here it's more like a chime, because you can really see almost like the pureness that comes from this theme, but also almost like a little bit sad to it. Right here, it really reminds you of like the higher whistling in Kairi's theme. Like right here too. Once we hit Kairi's theme, I'm gonna point out exactly what I'm talking about. Ooh, is that a I can tell that's fast piano keys or just a slow harp. Like I said, the main one pushing the track is the piano, so it's gotta be a slow harp. I'm probably wrong about that, but I'm only using my ears here. I'm no musician, but I think I'm pretty good at picking out instruments because I like diving into music like this. guess you could say patient, which makes me feel also at the same time kind of like what Naminé went through. She just sat around in the castle waiting for somebody to save her, or rather something to happen to her at all. Rechanting memories with Sora and Riku chasing after her, trying to save her, at the same time waiting for the days to when Roxas would go along with his destiny, waiting for the days when Sora could finally wake up. It's a very pretty theme though. Yes, these tiers are going to be ordered, so if they are on the same tier, then they're going to be ordered. Naminé's theme, not Ventus theme level, but I can give you 8 tier above Xehanort's theme. And you were talking to me. Who's next? Aqua's theme. I'm gonna preface this right now. Aqua's my favorite character in the Kingdom Hearts series. Her theme and the other themes attributed to her in the different battles with anti-Aqua. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and run it, man. It could have something more solemn like this. You would think someone as headstrong or focused and determined as Aqua, having something as not solely just beautiful, but something that seems almost haunting. You're trying to do all of this, carry so much on your back. It's like, ooh, it's like, it really speaks to Aqua in general, not just for Birth by Sea, but in 0.2 as well. You have so much weight on your shoulders, so much responsibility as a Keyblade master, but not only as a friend trying to balance the two. It's like, it's just, even as the song goes, it's like you feel like this increasing weight. Dun, 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 dun. And it just kind of rides out and slows down some. And it seems more almost like creeping into the dark territory, I guess you could say, with the deeper, I don't want to say cello, I don't want to say violin, it's some type of string instrument. Really creeps into that area where you don't think Aqua's theme will normally go. But these are just the responsibilities impressed upon her, trying to do the duty for so many sides that at some points it may or may not conflict. And I think it's really, really beautiful though. And later on, as some of the other tracks like the anti-Aqua tracks, as well as the one in Kingdom Hearts 3 when you fight her in her full darkness form, capitalize and evolve this theme to a level that really speaks to her progression. You can see also as the other instruments start coming in one by one, slowly does Aqua's will kind of tempers. Things are way more difficult than she expected, wanting to take care of Ventus, but at the same time wanting to keep an eye on Terra for Ericus to make sure he doesn't do anything bad with darkness, but at the same time to really prove to Ericus he's not going to do anything bad with the darkness, kind of brushing off Ventus's sadness and desire to just stick together, but kind of pushes him away in a way that she doesn't realize negatively affects him so much. It doesn't really change to a point where it swings up. It gets louder, but it just more impresses that deep, truthful emotion she feels. Dang, this is an amazing song. Amazing song. So I gotta say, this is gonna be our first S+ goes, man. Aqua's theme, Ventus' theme, oh, so close. But I don't think it hits home like Aqua's does. Who's next? Roxas. Oh boy. I'm gonna let this one right out. This is a classic right here, man. You hear this in days is when you know it's like really big introspective look, really sad moments or realizations or really tough moments for the characters. You just hear Roxas just screaming, all I want is some answers, but he just can't get them no matter what. Axel's just trying to protect him, doing what he thinks is right, but Roxas still has to be like, I have to do what I think is right for me, not necessarily the organization. I was thrust into this, and for what? For things I don't understand, for things I don't get, for things that originated from places that don't make sense to me or that people keep away from me. Again, it's just a sad existence. It's like a wonderful existence, but just similar to Aqua's theme, it just makes it so hard for him. Now, I think Roxas's theme, although really strong, it does exactly precisely what it needs to, but it still leaves me at some points wanting more to go along with it, I guess you could say. Dun, 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 dun. And it keeps doing that, kind of does that 1 2 1 2 3 and then 1 2 1 2 again. I really think they could have done more Roxas theme, but at the same time that's also just me wanting more. And when you hear the other promise, which is the bad versus Roxas theme, that is the epitome of Roxas right there. But Roxas is your character theme, man. Honestly, I think Roxas's theme, his character theme itself, is really good and does a good job at portraying, but I don't think it really has the impact, kind of like how Ventus's theme does, even outside of being a battle. So that's why you're still S tier, but I think I'll give you below Ventus's theme. Who's next? Honestly, I don't even know who I want to be next. Okay. I say Kingdom Hearts does a masterful job at imposing a character's narrative on their themes. I think Xion's theme does what Roxas's theme should have done. Basically, Xion's theme does what Ventus's theme does for Ventus, but escalated. Let's just dive in, man. Yo, let's just ride this out together. And there's the chimes again, just like in Kairi's theme, like in Naminé's theme. And of course, would you want it to be any different? The shining parts of it is really violin heavy, like Ventus's theme, and we all know the only reason why Roxas is the way he is mainly is because of aspects of Ventus and Sora. And of course, there are aspects of Xion that reflect Ventus too. And as far as themes go, definitely very Ventus themed. Y'all gotta be aware of these things. Dun, 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 dun. Almost like raindrops. Dun, 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 dun. Did you hear that? The key change in the piano, like Ventus's theme as well. And the violins. Ooh, so good. They can never use this theme too much because the places that they decided to put this in was so on point. And it's just such a sad storyline. It's like so many sad storylines in Kingdom Hearts. So much beauty and so much tragedy at the same time. Beings created in ways that quote unquote should not exist in the first place, trying to grasp their own identities, but they're risking the identities of someone else that is needed in the world. It's like, why can't I have my own? Why can't that just be me? She was able to take a perspective that Ventus was also able to take too. I know what needs to happen to me. What I want is one thing. If I could just avoid this, I could, but I need to take responsibility for who I am. Even if I didn't ask for this, even if it wasn't my fault, this has got to stop somewhere. Aqua and Terra may not understand, but I gotta do this. Xion's case, Roxas may not understand, and that's why I really gained so much respect for Xion, challenging Roxas at the end. She even knew that Roxas is too strong in his desire for identity. I need to overpower him, force him to become a part of me so that we both can become part of Sora again. Masterful track, by the way. Xion's theme, y'all had to have seen this coming. Now, if this was Vector to the Heavens, I would put it above Aqua's theme, but since it's not, I would love to say they're equal, but I just think Xion's theme gives the slightest edge over Aqua's theme. All right, man. After that verbal essay, who's next? Terra's theme, finishing our Birth by Sleep cheer right here. Da-da-da-da. You can really feel that this is like the sign of a warrior, someone really strong, trying to give their journey meaning. That really gives you that like uplifting warrior vibe, but at the same time, once it hits those drums, is it really gonna be that easy for you, Terra? This theme is less emotional, I guess you could say, that some of the other ones were. It still gives you a really strong look at Terra, especially when you remember how this plays at the beginning of the game when Aqua and Terra are sparring, or at the part when he defends Ventus. It really shines in moments Terra really feels like himself, and I think that's what the theme really tries to push for Terra, trying to go on a journey of self-enlightenment that he's dedicated on trying to achieve and just do right. With Terra's theme, I actually really like you. I really do. I think you're more so around here. Xehanort's theme, I think you gotta get moved down here, my boy. Kairi. Now, Kairi's theme is one that's good. I don't remember it enough to be able to judge it off rip like some of the other ones. And let's see what you're working with. This is the whistling I was talking about, kind of like a Naminé scene. It almost really gives you like an island vibe. It sounds like it has aspect of Destiny Island's music. Can anyone else think that? I just thought about that right now. Anyone think that? Comment below if you think it does. Oh, that's good. It's like they're doubling up on it. Dun, 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 dun. It's like when you close your eyes, you can really picture standing on the beach. That's really kind of what Kairi represent for them, especially Sora, but Riku too, just like their homes. Dun, dun. And it's really elegant at the same time. Not just has that tropical island type vibe to it with the whistling and the little humming in the background. You guys hear that? You guys hear that? I like this. I like this. I like it a lot. I can say Kairi's theme, just out of pure respect for how the others are able to build off of it, I'm pretty comfortable putting it here. So you might be learning an S tier theme, but you ain't say nearly as much as Xion's theme or Roxas' theme. But I kind of also talking about Kairi and her theme in response to Naminé and Xion as well. Actually, you know what? Probably not S tier then. I could probably say top of A tier though. All right, Riku or Sora. I got money on Riku. And there it is. Easily one of the best written characters in the Kingdom Hearts series. I think that's a general consensus, period. Let's let it ride out and we'll talk as we go. Of course, of course. There they go. I want to say it almost kind of like has a Western vibe to it, which might sound really weird, kind of akin to Riku's seemingly everlasting journey, kind of like how old Westerners was riding on their horses, riding across the country trying to find themselves. Riku's also just trying to find himself, whether he messing up, accomplishing things, trying to keep himself away from others to both protect himself, protect others, and really just try to do better by his identity to make up for his mistakes in Kingdom Hearts 1, getting fooled by Maleficent, getting controlled by Ansem, falling into darkness, thinking that there was only one way, getting arrogant about his powers of the Keyblade, thinking he was really superior to Sora, but it really takes him on a journey of self-discovery. Dun, 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 dun. You hear what I'm talking about in there? Very good theme. I remember liking it more than I did, but this is a very significant theme. It gives me a vibe of Terra's theme. How ironic. Terra's theme was more like a warrior, really trying to push for making his dreams come true and prove himself, but Riku's trying to prove himself in a more solemn or personal and less boasting way. So it's more speaking out in a self-contained, whereas Terra's was more boisterous and out there. It's really nice. It's a really nice way of doing it. So Riku's theme, I think I'm comfortable with putting it here. All right, I kind of already have ideas and opinions on Sora's theme, so I'll probably not talk as much. A classic. This is kind of also the opposite of Riku's theme. This is really like a going on a long journey type song. Whether you're preparing to go on a journey, or you're already on the journey, but it's really full of an upswing and hope and positivity and light, whereas Riku's is more solemn and self-contained and deliberately focusing in introspectively. Sora's is more flagrant and fanfare-y, because I mean that's kind of like how Sora is. He's got a deeper, darker side to him. At the same time, he's Sora. He's the chosen one. He ain't as simple as it may seem, but his theme is. I think that's enough. All right, so basically I'm gonna do this. Boom, boom. I've heard enough. Actually, boom, Bam, bop. Xehanort's still above Sora's theme, but both of them C tier. So yeah, I think that's it. This is it. This is the ultimate Kingdom Hearts character theme tier list. If you guys want more Kingdom Hearts based tier lists like this, let me know in the comments. And like I said, put hashtag sea salt ice cream or hashtag blueberry mom in the comments if you stayed this far. Like and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to see more like this and other series. Of course, I'll give you a sneak peek. The next Kingdom Hearts based character dive is going to be Ventus. Thank you all for watching. See you guys in the next video.